The story begins with a legendary hitman named Juzo heading to his next job. He was told there would only be 1 or 2 guards, but when he arrives, he finds over 20 men waiting. Instead of reacting, he stays completely calm, pulls out a cigar, and lights it like nothing is wrong. One of the guards steps forward and asks who he is, but Juzo does not bother answering. He pulls out his gun and shoots the man instantly. The rest rush him at once, but Juzo handles them easily, taking them down one after another with clean, precise shots. One of the targets recognizes him right away as the infamous hitman who will kill anyone for the right price. Panicking, the man runs to a safe, grabs valuables, and tries to escape. Juzo spots him, steps in his path, and trips him before he can get far. As the man scrambles, Juzo corrects him, saying he does not kill just anyone, only those he believes are beyond saving. The man tries to fight back and pulls a gun, but Juzo is already behind him and knocks him out with a single punch to the stomach. With the job finished, a cleanup team arrives. Outside, Juzo confronts his apprentice, Nakoda, for giving him wrong information about the number of enemies. Nakoda admits his mistake, but cannot hide how impressed he is that Juzo handled 25 men alone. They then check the briefcase the target tried to escape with, and find what looks like a strange wasp nest inside. Juzo does not think much of it at the time, and leaves it alone. The next day, Juzo returns home. While entering the elevator, a young boy bumps into him, takes one look at his intimidating face, and runs away in fear. Juzo brushes it off, though it reminds him that he has never been good with kids. He reflects on his past, and thinks that maybe things could have been different if he had handled his family better. Still, he convinces himself it was not entirely his fault since he and his ex-wife never had anything in common. His job as a hitman is the only thing he has, and even that is not something he enjoys. It is just something he happens to be good at. Thinking about it, he realizes his life has been dull and empty. Later, Nakoda visits him, but before they can talk properly, a wasp suddenly appears and stings Juzo on the neck. The pain hits instantly, and after struggling for a while, he collapses. When he wakes up, he finds himself in a lab run by his ex-wife, Eri, who works in the science division of the assassin organization. She explains that he was affected by wasp venom, and Juzo quickly connects it to the nest he found earlier. Eri reveals that the people behind his last target were involved in genetic experiments, which means the wasp was not normal. She hands him a mirror, and Juzo is shocked to see that he now looks 20 years younger. When he asks if he can return to normal, Eri says she does not know yet, so they will have to monitor the situation. Just then, Juzo gets a call from his boss, who is surprised by how high his voice sounds. Juzo admits things have changed, but insists he can still work. His boss tells him he has a perfect job for him, which turns out to be attending a middle school. Juzo is immediately irritated because it sounds like babysitting, not real work. His boss explains that he wants him to investigate a private school before enrolling his daughter there. Eri agrees that it fits, especially since Juzo never finished school himself. Juzo complains at first, but the moment he hears the payment is high, he accepts. Before his first day, Nakoda gives him special glasses with cameras and microphones so he can provide support remotely. Juzo knows the situation is ridiculous because he hates dealing with kids, but he goes anyway because of the money. At school, students introduce themselves one by one. Juzo completely messes up his introduction, making things awkward and ruining any chance of making a good impression. Most of the class sees him as strange, though one blonde girl seems interested in him. Back home, Nakoda cooks him a rice omelet, and Juzo is surprised by how good it tastes. Nakoda then points out how bad his introduction was and reminds him to stay low and avoid trouble. The next day, classes begin. At first, Juzo is bored, thinking nothing here can interest him. But that changes when he learns about negative numbers. He is shocked because he never knew numbers could go below 0. Since he never had a proper education and was trained as an assassin from a young age, this kind of learning is completely new to him. By the end of the day, he feels something he has not felt in a long time: genuine interest. He realizes there is a whole world of knowledge he never explored. That night, Nakoda finds him studying, which surprises him because Juzo had been against it before. What stands out is how serious and focused he has become. The next morning, a suspicious man is seen watching the school from a distance. After another day of learning, Juzo heads home but hears a disturbance nearby. When he checks it out, he finds a man wearing a panda mask who has just taken down a security guard. People call him Panda Mask, and instead of panicking, some students even record him. Suddenly, Panda Mask targets 2 girls and starts harassing them. Nakoda reminds Juzo that these girls have not treated him well and that he does not need to get involved. But Juzo refuses to ignore the situation, saying he is not the type to stand by when someone needs help. He throws an eraser into the air and shoots it to create a smoke screen, hiding his identity. Then he attacks Panda Mask with a single strike. It hurts him, but not enough to take him down, which makes Juzo realize his strength has dropped in his younger body. Panda Mask then pulls out dynamite and threatens everyone. Juzo reacts instantly, kicking him hard enough to drop him, then tossing the dynamite into the air and shooting it before it can explode. When the smoke clears, the girls see Juzo standing there and assume he saved them. He denies it and claims someone else handled it, leaving them confused. The next day, things return to normal. The class is creating a group chat, but hesitates to include Juzo because he seems distant. However, the two girls he helped approach him and ask if he wants to join, thanking him shyly. Juzo does not care about group chats, but he agrees anyway since they made the effort to include him. That night, his phone keeps going off with constant messages, which annoys him. Nakoda offers him a cigarette, but Juzo refuses, saying his younger body cannot handle it anymore. He also cannot drink alcohol like before. Even so, he admits he feels better than he did in his old body. As he sits quietly and thinks, he realizes things might be changing. Instead of overthinking it, he simply goes back to working on his homework, ready to see where this new life takes him. And that's the end of episode 1. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next part.